Top 25 full-stack developer interview questions and answers. Without enough preparation, interviews can be pretty intimidating. It is normal to be nervous as you wait for your turn, especially for a big job like a full-stack developer, some of the most sought-after professionals in the tech world. With a salary base of over $100,000, employers are always on the lookout for the best candidates. Therefore, you need to ace the interview and convince them that you are the perfect fit for whatever they want. To do that, you must ensure that you prepare well. You need to go through some of the commonly asked questions in full-stack developer interviews and work on individual responses that will satisfy the board of interviewers. To make your work easier, we have researched and collected some of these questions. Here are the 25 common questions in full-stack developer interviews. 1. Why are you interested in this role? Sample answer: I am an experienced full-stack developer with a burning passion for programming. Just like in coding, I love seeing things grow. Given that your organization is still pretty young, I believe that I can use my years of experience to help steer your organization to even greater heights. As the company gains, I will get the fulfillment I crave in this job. 2. What are the roles of a full-stack developer? Sample answer: a full-stack developer has the following roles. Developing the front-end website build. Ensuring that applications are responsive. Coming up with user interactions on web pages. Ensuring functionality by creating servers and databases. Creating back-end website applications. You can add other roles. 3. What are the skills and qualities that a full-stack developer needs to be successful? Sample answer: a full-stack developer should be proficient in programming languages since these are the backbone of their roles. They should have soft and basic design skills as well as good mastery of web architecture. As for the qualities, they should be creative, good at problem solving, and able to work under pressure. An excellent full-stack developer must also be able to work in team settings, given the need for collaboration that this job poses. 4. What are some of the challenges that you faced in your last role? How did you manage them? Sample answer: in my last role, I was the only full-stack developer in a pretty big firm. In the beginning, I strived to handle everything, believing that I could multitask. Even though I did not err due to my high levels of thoroughness, I would leave work exhausted from running several things at once. I later made it a habit to prioritize work and focus on one job at a time, which proved to be pretty helpful. I finished work faster and even had time to go through several online tech journals. 5. Describe your daily routine as a full-stack developer. Sample answer: I report to work early and roll out my plan for the day. My first activity is to attend a team meeting where we update each other on where we are regarding the project. We then outline our priorities for the day before settling on my desk to tackle the next challenge. The rest of my day is spent coding, fixing bugs, and working on new applications, if any. I also attend scheduled meetings, take notes, and finally go through my favorite tech journal at the end of the day. 6. Briefly describe your experience as a software developer. Sample answer: I have had the opportunity to work in some of the biggest IT firms in my locality. I was a junior developer at Pentech IT Solutions, where I learned a lot about front-end development. Lessons have seen me reach where I am. I was appointed as the lead front-end developer in Jack & Jones and tasked with supervising other developers. 7. In your own experience, what is the right mindset and strategy needed for this role? Sample answer: a front-end developer needs to be open-minded when working on projects. Open-mindedness allows you to be creative and able to detect errors quickly. As for the right strategy, it is essential to embrace teamwork. One should know how to collaborate with other developers and IT professionals for good results. Another strategy that has seen me going is prioritizing work. It is normally easier to experience burnout as a front developer if you make it a habit to juggle everything all at once. Knowing what should be done first and what can be done later can help you avoid this. 8. What is the biggest challenge that you foresee in this job? Sample answer: my place is a little bit distant from your organization, meaning that I would probably have difficulty commuting. However, I have been planning to move out of my place and try a different locality. Therefore, if I get the job, I will probably commute for 1 month before looking for a house around here. It will give me a chance to change localities as I had planned and gift me the needed level of convenience. 9. How do you stay motivated at work? Sample answer. I believe that my passion for solving issues gets me going. I love challenges. Therefore, I cannot stop until I find a solution for the problems that come my way. I am also a go-getter who cannot stop at anything until I have achieved what I set out to do. These two traits give me enough motivation for this job, given that it mostly rotates around solving issues. 10. Could you please tell us some of the disadvantages of GraphQL? Sample answer. GraphQL comes with several disadvantages. First, you need to learn how to set it up, given that its ecosystem is still evolving rapidly, forcing you to keep up. You have to define the schema prior, which is extra work. You must also ensure that you have a GraphQL endpoint on your server. This presents the challenge of interacting with new libraries that you may not know yet. Lastly, the server will need to do more processing to parse the query and verify the parameters. 11. How do you always ensure that you are updated on emerging industry trends? Sample answer. I am part of a community of developers. We hold regular meetups and discuss everything currently happening in the development world and the new updates or changes. I also attend webinars where we discuss trending and emerging issues. After the closure of business every day, I take some time to go through a couple of online journals to keep myself updated. 12. Do you know what pair programming is? Have you interacted with it? Sample answer. Pair programming is a core element in high-level programming, where two developers work on the same terminal. I have done it lots of times, especially in my last role as the lead developer. Out of these two, one developer known as the driver types the code, whereas the other, also called the navigator, reviews them. 13. What do you prefer, management or execution? Sample answer. I believe that I am cut for both. Even though I have spent the larger part of my career in execution, I have also had the chance to manage a team of full-stack developers in the previous company I worked for. However, I would like to switch to a managerial position at some point in my career, but I am okay with whatever comes my way for now. 14. What is your understanding of continuous integration? Sample answer. Continuous integration is the use of codes that are specially designed and automated for testing purposes. It gives developers an easy time to deploy the codes when it is time for production. Web developers mostly use this process to integrate multiple codes daily, which are then checked automatically. Through continuous integration, errors are detected pretty fast or located easily and quickly. 15. What do you understand by multi-threading? Sample answer. It is a process that aims to improve the performance of the CPU by enabling a program to be managed concurrently by more than one user or manage several requests from one user. It is made possible by executing multiple processes that the operating system can support. 16. Could you please explain to us what long polling is? Sample answer. It is a web development pattern that comes in handy in surpassing pushing data from a server to the client. Here, the client requests information from the server. If it cannot live up to the client's demands, it holds the request till some information is available. The server does not, therefore, just send an empty resource. 17. How do you reduce the load time of web applications in your work? Sample answer. Well, there exist several ways of reducing the load time of a web application. I enable browser caching, magnify resources, optimize images, minimize HTTP requests, and reduce redirects. 18. Could you please tell us the success factors for successive integration? Sample answer. The success factors for successive integration are maintaining a code repository, automating the build and making it self-testing, ensuring daily commitment to the baseline, and building every commit. Others are trying to keep the build fast, testing it in a clone production environment, obtaining the latest deliverables, and automating deployment. 19. What do you understand by DevOps? Sample answer. It is a relatively new term in the tech world with a pretty common meaning. DevOps is a practice that is mostly geared towards collaboration and communication between software developers and other IT professionals. It ensures that software products are delivered faster by greatly reducing the failure rates. 20. What is CORS? Sample answer. CORS, which stands for Cross-Origin Resource Sharing, is a process used by full-stack developers to gain authority over several web resources found in different domains. It ensures improved implementation of web scripts with the original field, specifically their external content. 21. Could you name some cases where full-stack developers advised not to use the arrow function in ES6? Sample answer. Arrow functions should be avoided when conducting function hoisting, given that they are anonymous. Intending to use this argument in a function given that they are dependent upon the outer context. Intending to use a named function, given their anonymity. Intending to use the function as a constructor given that they lack it. Intending to add function as a property in object literal. 22. We believe that you know what Docker is. Could you explain a use case? Sample answer. Docker is a low-overhead means for running virtual machines on the local box or cloud. It comes in handy in building test boxes in the deployment process for continuous integration testing. It can also be used to provision boxes in the cloud and orchestrate clusters thanks to the swarm. Lastly, it can encapsulate legacy applications, enabling you to deploy them to not so easy to set up servers. 23. Could you please tell us some of the latest trends in full-stack web development? Sample answer. Some of the latest trends are the emergence of more compatible extensions, JavaScript improvement programming benefits, and the Vue.js functional. Others include progressive and real-time web apps as well as mobile web development. 24. What is the difference between REST and GraphQL? Sample answer. GraphQL does not deal with dedicated resources, meaning that everything is usually considered as a graph. This means that everything is often connected and able to be to the exact needs of the application. 25. Could you please tell us the purpose of clearing floats in CSS? Sample answer. Clearing floats, also known as clear fixing, make the containing element expand and create room for the child elements, forcing the subsequent element to appear before the containing element.